A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton. Today on the show, we're bringing you another guest coming from a difficult political party to unpack the election manifesto. Over the past few days and weeks, we've been talking to different candidates from CCC, ZANU-PF, MDC, UNZA. So yeah, today on the show, we're bringing you Mazwi Mkwananzi from ZAPU to unpack his manifesto for Pumula Constituency. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the Breakfast Club.
Good morning, Brighton.
But let's talk, before we start the show, let's talk about the issue, the Mazwi Mkwananzi. What is Mazwi Mkwananzi in terms of political background?
My name is Mazwi Mkwananzi. I was born in 1960. I grew up in Kai. I was born in Kai. I grew up there. I'm a rural boy. That's how I grew up. I joined ZAPU at the age of around 14 because during those days, our family, most of members of my family were ZAPU. So when you were a young man, you quickly joined the youth front. So I grew up in the party then. Then over the years, I led at different levels of the party in the youth front, at branch level, district level. At one time, I was at provincial level in the Midlands. By that time, ZAPU covered the Midlands province of ZAPU, covered from Belingwe to Gokwenkai, all those areas. I'm one of those young people who became active and worked with the guerrillas during that time. And because of how active I was, some of the guerrillas refused that I go to Zambia. They said that they'd work for me locally. So in terms of being a ZIPRA, I am a ZIPRA veteran, not a ZIPRA combatant. I want people to understand the difference there. We are those people who worked with the ZIPRA forces at home. Sithunywa, singena ezindaweni, uhamba uye kubo emadolobheni, uyathatha impahla, into ezinjalo. So we acted there. And later in the years, when ZAPU in 1987 merged with the ZANU, I'm one of those people who refused to merge initially. Then later in 1990, I then rejoined. I actually joined the merged.
But why did you refuse to merge? What was maybe the issues that you raised, or you had maybe thoughts about to refuse to merge with the ZANU-PF?
The reason why I refused to merge with the ZANU-PF, during my youth days in the Midlands in Gweru, I had learned that ZANU has got this thing of being superior to others. They've got this thing of not wanting to listen to other people. And I always thought if I were to get in during the time they were merging, the parties were merged, I used to say, if I get in there, I'll rock this boat. And abadala basoze bezwane lami, which I think was true. And some of the things that I had foreseen then, people later foresaw them in later years, that you cannot trust this cult called ZANU, which has built itself on they call bazithi bona bakuyakha ngokuthi bayibushona. They have created this mentality eyokuthi iZANU yikubashona, iZAPU yikubandebele, which was not ZAPU. So some of us who understood that, like myself, I didn't want that.
But also there's been talk, maybe social media talk, ZAPU has been viewed as a regional party. Maybe what's your reaction to that? Viewed ZAPU as a regional party? Is it a national party or regional party? What's your view on that?
ZAPU is a national party, but I will explain and unpack this connotation of saying ZAPU is a regional party. Because ZANU was created by those who created it as a tribal party, as an ethnic party. They then pushed the narrative to society to create ZAPU also as an ethnic entity or political party, which is not true. It has never been true. It is ZANU which has got this mentality, because at one time ZANU wanted to create a one-party state in this country. And because of that, they did not want to create a one-party state just like that. They wanted to create a Shona state. I want the Shona people to understand me very well. The people are not against the Shona. It is the mentality that has been created by ZANU, giving other people a superiority complex against other tribes in the country, then calling it ZANU. It is only an elite in the ZANU, just a few people who are controlling that narrative. So ZAPU has never been a regional party. Currently, because of what was done to us during Gukurahundi, most of our people ended up not wanting to be associated with ZAPU for fear of being killed or fear of being uqatshiswa up to this time. So the people who are still intact to ZAPU may be seen as people from the Midlands and Matabeleland. But we've got a lot of members in Manicaland, Mashonaland West, because there's people there who know that ZAPU is not a tribal party. If you go back to the liberation struggle, to the armed forces of ZIPRA, you will find they were operating Kubospolilo up to Mashonaland Central. Okay, people know that. And people ended up going underground for fear of being associated. And this fear has been perpetuated continuously. They preach unity, they preach one nation, but in practical, the practice is not like that.
But also, speaking of ZANU-PF, a few weeks ago, there was a rally in Plumtree where President Nelson Mnangagwa was speaking there. But also, Obet Mpofu spoke there, Secretary of ZANU-PF for Administration spoke there and said, we don't need opposition parties in Zimbabwe. As someone coming from ZAPU, as a liberator, how do you feel about that when someone stands up and says we don't need opposition party in Zimbabwe? What does it mean for our democracy in Zimbabwe?
Uyabona abanye abantu lanxa bebadala kwesinye isikhathi ungabalalela bekhuluma kuma-public platforms uyaphosa ucabanga ukuthi bayahlanya, ngoba the same people ungahlangana labo njengalaba abakithi asebaba kuZANU for ukudla, ungahlangana labo emakoneni bakhuluma a different language from that. Kodwa-ke kubi angikucabangeli ukuba yinto engakhulunywa ngumuntu ozithi uyi-national leader nxa ekhuluma ethi akayifuni ukuthi kube le-opposition party. Salwa kulwiwa impi kukhululwa leli lizwe. One of the reasons was ukuthi asifuni ukuthi kube labantu abancindezelwayo. Umuntu wonke olama-ideas akhe, umuntu wonke olembono yakhe uvunyelwe, i-constitution yethu yavuma. Who then are they to go against the constitution? Because angicabanga ukuthi ilizwe limele libuswe ngumuntu. Ilizwe libuswa i-constitution. Umuntu ukhona laphana to make sure ukuthi izinto eziku-constitution ziyenziwa. But if the same person who is the custodian constitution esenguye oyibreakayo angikwazi ukuthi kubizwa kuthiwa kuyini khona.
So before we go to your manifesto and unpack your aspirations and also your future plans for Pumula Constituency, let's talk about 1980 elections. We're going to the polls next month, it's August. Yes. How was the feeling like casting your first vote in 1980 as compared to the current elections that are happening in Zimbabwe?
In 1980, we had a lot of enthusiasm. We were looking forward to a better country. And ukhetho from 1980, probably long 1985, lwaluchiyene la khathesi. By that time, engekho le into ka-voters roll. U-voters roll lo osencindezela abantu ukuthi bangavoti. So ukuthi uvote kumele ububhalisile. Abantu sasivota ngezithupha zethu. Kwakule mithi yayisenza ukuthi vele ungavele uxamuzisa awugezeki. Awusaphindi. So ungeke ukwanise ukuphinda kwakule mtshina ekhangeleyo. So to me that was very correct. Namhlanje as we are talking siyakhethwe mhla 23. I am sure ukuthi abantu abazavota might be 50% yalabo bantu aba-registered, because ZEC, whatever they call it, itshintsha abantu amabizo bayesiwale batshintshwa basiwale abantu sebe confused. Umuntu ungamthi ejwayele lokho uvuke ekuseni athi uyayenza lokho uthi wena hayi ayisikho correct. Umuntu ujwayele ukudla ngesadla sokudla uvuke ekuseni usuthi wena hayi asisandla esidluka ngaso dlana ngesenxele kuzomthatha isikhathi ukudla. So those are some of the things. So in 1980 we had very interesting elections.
But also looking now, you want to run for MP under Pumula. I think you paid $2,000 US dollars for you to contest. How fair are these nomination court fees? Looking at also ZAPU failed to maybe field presidential candidate because of these fees. How fair are these fees in terms of $2,000 US dollars?
Yeah, liqiniso yi-1,000 yona. Kodwa ke ubunengi bethu sehluleke kuyiraise. Well wishers to raise that money for a few candidates. This is why ZAPU ended up not fielding the 12 candidates who were because of that money. To us, yikuganga. Ungabona sokuthiwa i-political office isicreatelwa imgoqo ukuthi ukuze umuntu enelise ukustanda. Yikuganga. As I go to parliament ngeyinye yezinto engicabanga ukuthi vele kuqhathekile ukuthi lo mthetho uguqulwe. So mthetho fair. Akumelanga abantu bathenge ukumela abantu. Abantu esigabeni bambona umuntu ongabamela bamcele hey muntu zibani sicela uyasimele eparliament. Athola ukuthi kufuneki $1,000 US dollars. US dollars for that matter. Uyayithatha. So abantu abanengi aba-capable ukumela abantu ngeqiniso kabasayi so uhamba izigangi. And abantu bonke, to me, wonke ama-parliamentarians akade eseparliament kupaswa lowo mthetho. Kimi izigangi bonke. Aluba ngabe sabona abantu walk out of parliament ukuthi hayi lo mthetho osupaswa la mina not in my name. Kawupaswe kodwa not in my name. But as long as you sit in that house kupaswa umthetho omubi angikwazi mina ngikuthatha nje ukuthi la uvumelana lakho. Le into yokuthi kuthiwa kuyavotwa eparliament kungangcono basale sebevota abantu abamela abantu ngobuqotho sebephandle abantu bazakuba kwazi ukuthi hayi owazibani labozibani baphumile kule into. But ungathi hayi angivumelani lakho uphakathi ungathi wena ingulube kangidli wena ucheba angisakwazi ukuthi uthini.
You've been part of ZAPU and other residential associations at Pumula for a long time. Let's speak about Pumula now as a constituency. What are the problems facing abantu bePhumula?
Abantu bePhumula into ziningi izinto ezibahluphayo, but engikunanzelela kakhulu ipolice station esePhumula ecover almost the whole constituency i1. iPhumula ile Pumula East, Pumula North, Hyde Park, Pumula South, wonke lawo ngamalokitshi asePhumula. Iyadonsa izefika kubo Green Gables. Sithembe iPhumula station ipolice station A1 elamapholisa amalutshwana okunyomalisayo. Ngesingami vele iPhumula alubisiya ngokuya alubila ama-police station amathathu. Wonke elamapholisa eneleyo, amapholisa enelistitch, enezimota zoku attenda to ama-scenes. Ungaye ePhumula namhla kule moto eyi-1 kuthiwa ngamember in charge ngasisizwe ifocus yiyo eyimota yesititch. How do you run, how do you protect abantu ngaleyo ndlela? This is why kule crime rate lokuganga okunengi okwenzakala ePhumula abantu sebeze besenza abantu benza ama-neighborhood watch committees. So konke lokho kukanti the other thing ngasikhangele ama-clinics. Silama-clinic amabili ePhumula. Ukhangele umuntu osuka kubo Robert Nyoka le Themba ukuya ePhumula Old ukuyowelatshwa. So you end up with ama-queues ema-clinic. We need more clinics. Asila yona into okuthiwa yi-vocational training center yabantu abatsha. Siphila emhlabeni of fast okumele abantu bafunde izinto masinya. But nxa kungathiwa abantu bonke abafuna ukufundela imisebenzi yezandla kumele babuye emakhokhoba. Honestly speaking, we're not serious. Ngesingami, each constituency should have a vocational training center ukuze abantu abatsha bafundiswe imisebenzi yezandla, imisebenzi yokuthi bayenelise ukuziphilisa. We have a collapsed economy, which means impilo ukuze umuntu enelise ukuphila umuntu omncane kumele abe lezi zinto akwanisa ukuzenza, produce what he can. So ziningi izinto ezihluphayo ziningi kakhulu. Kodwa khonokho nje ngakuqamba wakhathesi. Okunye when you go through my manifesto uzothola ukuthi ziningi izinto engiziqambayo lapho.
Speaking of your manifesto, saying your hashtag is back to basics. Sasiqala phansi. Trust Mazwi Mkwananzi. What do you mean sasiqala phansi and back to basics? What are we doing to revive Pumula?
Nxa sithi sasiqala phansi njengelizwe leZimbabwe ngoba laba baphiwe ithuba lokubusa badilize konke ade kukhona. So thina sithi asiqalisele nini khonapho, siqalisele phansi, siqale ngokwakha ama-structures communities so that wonke umuntu aphatheke ekwenzeni ingqubela phambili i-development ye-area yakhe. Siqalisele lapho. Sibe kwazi futhi lokuthi kuyini okwenze izinto zethu zadilika. Ukuthi abanye abantu bafuna ukwakha kungela foundation. Thina as ZAPU, we have always been the foundation yaleli lizwe. Ngenxa yokuhlukunyezwa sagcina singasenelisi ukwenza inhlelo esasivele silazo. So sithi kasibuyele nini khona phana lapho esasizoqalela khona ngo-1980 nxa sithatha ilizwe, ukuthi abantu baqale ngokufundiswa izinto okumele bazenze, bazwisise ukuthi kuyini, abantu bangabi ngabantu babanye abantu ukuthiwa hayi lo ngumuntu kabani, lo ngumuntu kabani. Angifuni umuntu ka-trust, ngifuna abantu beZimbabwe, ngifuna abantu bePhumula.
Besikhuluma ngobulawayo before that, looking at local authority ukuthi ubulawayo back then wayenjani, looking at our councillors abakhona kudala okukhutshwe ekhaya as compared to councillor abakhona khathesi. Are you happy with the current crop of councillors and how Bulawayo is progressing at the moment, development wise?
Ubulawayo ufile mntanami. Ubulawayo lusizo usebenzisa leli bala sesenyanyeka. Ngileqiniso ukuthi kwenziwa ile into kaKapula Donga eyabuyayo. Asiselabo abantu ababa ku council ukumela izakhamizi. Sesilabantu abamela amabandla. So ibandla thile libe selisithi uzibani lozibani hambane ekansilini. Nxa lingafika ekansilini lidilize lokhu lalokhu, ungakhangela into eyenzakalayo edala yonke le problem. People are only going to council for tenders, especially as a land. We have a serious problem eyokuthi iland yonke ye council yakobulawayo isi under ama-private developers. Uyothola private developer yedwa elama pieces of land 3-4 angawadevelopanga, kodwa lokhu ephiwa some more ngenxa yokuthi kusetshenzwa uKapula Donga, abantu baphiwe izinto. So i-crop yama-councillors, they are not people oriented other than a few engibaziyo. Then sokulale any element of importing councillors. Thatha umuntu eMaswingo azothi uba uncouncillor koBulawayo, akayazi le culture yabantu bakoBulawayo, akazazi traditions zakoBulawayo, ufika dilize nje. Ngilokwesaba ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi ngelinye ilanga elingekho khatshana singalasekunje, so sizathola yayibona le ndawo kwakuyisibaya senkosi, kwelinye ilanga sizathola sokwakhiwe kwaba ngenxa ukuthi abanye abantu abazili kabazi lutho.
So in your understanding, in terms of you want to be an MP for Pumula Constituency, what are the roles of an MP? What are the roles of a member of parliament in Zimbabwe?
Ngokwazi kwami irole enkulu ka-member of parliament yikukhanda imithetho eparliament, yikubona ukuthi executive kayoni kayibulali ilizwe abakuthi oversight. Then kulale enye into esibe khona esingeke sibe sayibalekela whether siyafuna kumbe asifuni. Member of parliament usekhangelwe ngabahlali njenge agent ye development, though according to the law ayisiyo umsebenzi wakhe, but sokumele sikusebenze lokho. Kumele sikubone ukuthi how do we initiate development in our constituencies ukuze abantu benelise ukuphila.
Speaking of development in our constituencies, you're part of different organizations or trusts in terms of development in Nkulumane, under the Nkulumane constituency back then. There was a building of Nkulumane complex. You were part of that. Building of Nkulumane police station, you were part of that. What development are you seeking to build in Pumula as a member of parliament?
Vele into yakuqala engikhangele ePhumula yikuthi ma ngisiye parliament, ngisiba member of parliament, iPhumula iyakhe i-structure okuthiwa i-development trust, so that development trust becomes the vehicle yokusource i-resources ze-development. while I know i-situation yethu lo hulumeni uyaphuza lo hulumeni kumbe ohulumeni embajwayeleyo bayaphuza ukuzwa abantu. So abantu nxa bona njengesigaba belento bele structure abenelisa ukuqoqa ngaso ima-resources to develop, they will. But basically what I'm looking at ukuthi kumele kwakhiwe i-police station ePhumula South. Kumele kubonakale ukuthi either kuba le land earmarked for vocational training center where young people can be trained in skills, survival skills, skills ezenza benelise ukuziphilisa. Kumele kukhangelwe ukuthi lawa manzi ekani kuyini angakusebenza rather than this nonsense yokuthi kuthiwa yaza purifier anathwe. Kodwa ke why kungathi kulamanzi amaningi soyana sehluleke ukwakhela abantu abatsha ifactory nje yokwenza izinto ezilula njengokuchaya izitina ama-cement products. Sicele iland thile kulinywe ukudla kwezifuyo because sile peri-urban laphaya. That peri-urban abantu labana abantu abaningi abantu abadala sabantwana yebo ye, but that area ile zifuyo. But izifuyo lezana azisela madlelo ngokubona kwami. But nxa zingalinyelwa ukudla benamasimu okudla kwezifuyo, then okunye kwakho kuthengiswe, right? Okunye kwakho kuncediswe lezana zakhamizi ukuze nxa esebona ukuthi ale inkomo yami semfuna ukuyayithengisa ibe ku-feeding, angayithenga ukudla okudulayo ukuze uma eyithengisa imphe inzuzo, because izifuyo zabo leziyana zimele zibaphe inzuzo. Abantu they run away from assisting that community ukuze izi-assiste. Abantu bafuna ukuzenza bona mbijana sebehambela ama-5 kg empuphu. Abantu benkosi bangaphiwa ama-5 kg empuphu bese benjani sebebona ngani laba abantu bayasithanda. Angibathandi mina abantu abafuna ukwenza ngani bafuna ukuholela abantu njengenkukhu besenza ukuthi nxa sokufika lezi zikhathi zama-election bese besiya kibo bathi anti liyakhumbula ukuthi thina ithe sasilithengela impuphu sasilithengela ichukela. Sifuna abantu be-peri-urban labana impilo yabo ithuthuke besebenzisa izifuyo zabo ngoba izifuyo zabo zilokudla. Those are some of the things.
Spoke about education. Sorry to cut you there. You spoke about education earlier on to say how important it is for a leader to have education. Most of them, they are running busy appeals with their education. How important for a leader to have some sort of education?
Kimi kuqakatheke kakhulu ukuthi abantu bathole imfundo. Ikakhulu uhlupho olungihlupha kakhulu ilolo lokuthi kuma political parties esilawo, even nxa singasatsho ukufunda academically classini, abantu kabafundiswa. If uyathola ukuthi umuntu ku-political party akakwazi khona ukubala i-constitution ye-party yakhe, kunje ngiyowaprint ama-manifesto lawo, ubuningi babantu they will not read ngoba vele i-culture of reading ayikho. You have just brought in enye into ebathi ngiyikhuluma ngePhumula. Namhlanje ama-library esasilawo thina lapha safundela khona, abanye asiyanga ezikolo kakhulu, ufunda lokho esikho khona safunda ngokubala. But abantu abaningi kabasakukhwabithi ukubala ibhuku le ahamba ehlala e-library ebala ibhuku, right? So sebefuna ukubala lokhu kuthiwa yini ngama-computer, and young people like you angisoze nguthola uthwele kuthiwa i-hard copy, right? I-hard copy yebhuku, you want to read your book there. But kulabanye abangela access to those. But we have got a library. The structure is there. It's not being developed ukuthi iti cater for the technology esikhona. Iyale i-library. La nxa ingaseyo library yama hard copy. Abantu benelisa uyakwenza. So nginanzelela ke ukuthi kuqakathekile ukuthi abantu bafunde. But it's not only ukufunda. Kuqakathekile ukuthi laba bantu bakithi abahambileyo esikolo abalolwazi baphatheke politically in the political formations that are there. Kuma structures benzele ukuthi abanye abantu babe gifted, because politics sometimes you're just gifted, and ugcine nje abantu sebenanzelela ukuthi hayi lo muntu lo nxa ebeka izinto uzibeka kuhle, but kube lezi izinto umuntu lwana angeke akwanise ukuzenza. But nxa elabantu abafundileyo eduze le research yakhe iba ngconywana. So I also challenge abantu bakithi abafundileyo ukuthi bangachiyeli i-politics. Kuthiwa i-dirty game. Bese sithi hayi politics i-dirty game, so idlalwa yilaba abantu abangayanga esikolo. But asisajiki imatshe phela. Athi kuqala babe sesaba ukuthi kujikwa amatshe. Kanti asisajiki imatshe. Kababuye babe kuma-structures. Njengaku-ZAPU siyabadinga babe khona kuma-structures eZAPU.
Well, also going to issue consultation meetings and feedback meetings for MP. You go to a rally for parliament, then come back to your constituents to give feedback. How important is these feedback meetings, and how will you do them once you become an MP for Pumula?
Once I become an MP of Pumula, like I was saying, the structures that I'll build is that I'll work with. I want to make sure ukuthi ama-wards wonke omathathu, lama-resident associations wonke our Pumula, we meet regularly. Abozibuthe. This structure must be kusuksela ku-member of parliament, the councillors, the resident associations, labozibuthe, the religious groups, the traditional groups in that area, all the stakeholders. Nxa sibumba ama-development committees, kube le ward development committee, kube le area development committee, okay? So that abantu bonke babe yiphathi. Ngake ngasebenza ke mina lo baba wayengu-MP weNkulumani for isikhathi eside, close to 9 years, ngiyimi field officer wakhe. Ngafunda into enhle kakhulu lapho. Besingela edlula kungayenziwanga i-consultation lama-stakeholders. On every month ubebuya kube le one-on-one consultation labahlali abalama individual problems. I want to implement that. There must be an office ka MP, a open office. We don't want this scenario whereby when people are elected into public office, they still want to wear their political party jackets. Hiyo into esihlangana layo. Uyathola ukuthi kuthiwa i-report back, ku-reportwa back ku-structure sika party A. Labo party B lo C abadliwe ku-election kabasatshelwa. Kwakhiwa i-resident association sokudingwa abantu, i-resident association yakhona sucina susizwa nje. I'll just give an example yokuthi kule inye resident association engaziyo engazi uchairman kuphela. Angaze mbona amanye ama-committee members akhona. Yini leyo? Kutshengisa ukuthi kulento wrong ku-structure se-community. I-community, the structure ye-community starts from uzibuthe. In my term, as I'm going to be elected, I want it uzibuthe angameli izimfa kuphela. Gabe yipart ye-development committee ye-area yona leyo. yibo abaziyo ukuthi umgelo lo usumi kubi, umgwaqo lo kawuseqondanga. So that nxa bekhuluma betshela i-Residents Association, betshela ukansila, yibo abale responsibility. Nxa abantu besiyalungisa babe yibo ababona ukuthi khona abantu laba into abayilungisayo balungisa ngendlela eqondileyo. Ama-Resident Association sesilohlupho oludalwe yibo bona laba abantu bezikhundla eziningi lapha. Elokuthi sufica umuzi wakobulawayo sulama-Resident Association angu-10. Kati ama-residency ayachiyana. We have built a new culture where we want to say residents are political, resident associations are political entities. Kule resident association aligned to party B, resident association aligned to party C. But we're talking of the same residents. To me, that is not correct. But kukudaliwe ngabomo khonokho. Ngabanye abantu aba-abuse i-resident association bafuna ukuyenza yaba yi-arm ye-political party. Abanye basebenza hawo nxa le isi-arm ye-political party that's isakha yethu resident association sivunyelwe. Which is at the end of the day, nxa u-MP esezoreporta back, sokusiba nzima ukuthi areporte back to all the residents because usekhuluma le resident association aligned to iparty yakhe, iyebiza izakhamizi ezi-aligned to leyo party, then sokuthiwa kureportiwe. But you find the majority of the people have never heard of those reports. So mina ngizama ukuthi nxa esiyakikho nxa ngisiya eParliament ngisiba ngu-member of Parliament sibuyela back to basics. I-Resident Association ngeyomuntu wonke umhlali walelo lokishi. Nxa laba basabakha ama-Resident Associations abo abamanengi nxa engu-5, nxa kuzokuba le report back ngifuna bona bonke bongu-5 sivumelane i-date. Mzwalokho ngizoreporta back bazavumelana ukuthi this time ngubani ochayayo, bonke bekhona behlale uMthwakazi Resident Association, Pumula South Resident Association, Bupra Resident Bura, sonke sihlale la ukwenzela ukuthi nxa sikhuluma lezakhamizi sikhulume into eyodwa wonke umuntu esizwa. Ungabe ngenxa ukuthi mina ngisupporta uParty B, so iParty B Resident Association supportayo yileyi yiyo abazabuya abanye sebezawusho ukuthi bakade kulo mhlangano weholo. Anginakuyifuna leyo nto.
So as we wrap up the show this morning, Baba Mkwananzi, if I'm part of Pumula today, I'm watching the show this morning, why should I vote for you come August election? Here's the camera there. Why should I vote for you?
Iqiniso ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi ukungivotela kungenxa yokuthi ngizimisele ukumela abantu. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi kwabangangaziyo labangaziyo bayakwazi ukuthi lapho engima khona ngiyeme eqinisweni. Angikuthandi ukukhuluma amanga, angikuthandi ukuthembisa into engekhoyo. Ngithanda ukukhangela ukuthi wonke umuntu utreatwe fairly. Ngizanika umzekeliso ngeminyaka ngingu-chairman we-Pumula South Resident Association. Ngenxa kuqala ukuthi kube le Bupra le Bura sasala thina ePhumula sathi hayi, we're not going to be aligned to Bura or to Bupra ngenxa ukuthi by that time kwakule connotation yokuthi eyinye isupport enye party enye isupport enye party. Yithe saqala ukuthi sokube lendlala sathi thina hayi abantu bePhumula South nxa besiya layinela impuphu, nxa impuphu ibuya bazayithenga ngama-sections abo, ngamabhuku abo awezimfa. Because ngathi ngikhuluma ngathi ungabona umuntu engahlanganeli labanye ezimfeni kutsho kahlali la. Kodwa wonke umuntu ohlala la uyahlanganyela labanye ezimfeni kabangene section thile. That thing yagcina ithethwe la yi-task force, ibulawayo task force. Yagcina ibulawayo yonke impuphu ithengiswa ngalolo hlobo. Enye into engikhangelele ukuthi abantu bangivotele ngayo kuyo ukuthi ngingumuntu ojwayele ukuba lama initiatives. Nxa sokulolutho olwenzakalayo angimeleli kuthunywe. Nxa kulomonakalo khona angimeleli ukuthi kuthiwe khona ngithunywe. Kwezinye indawo abanye babaze baqina ukuthi sebebona ngani ngifuna ukuthatha imisebenzi yabo. Iminyaka yonke le bengela umsebenzi lesikhathi ngoba when I was chairman we Resident Association ngathi ngisenelisi 10 years ngiku leadership. Ngagive up ngathi no, ngicela omunye akhokhele mina lami ngeke ngihlale emuva. Bagcina beyivulele iPhumula South Resident Association. Ngithela nxa sengiphenduka nganazelela ukuthi abantu bayekela nje ama structures ecollapse. So ngikhangele ukuthi nxa ngingumphathi ngingu-MP wePhumula Constituency sizavuselela ama structures wonke ayenza abantu baphile ngokuhloniphana, baphile ngokuzwana, babe busy ngokwenza izinto ezilungisa impilo zabo. Si accepte umumo esikiwo sibe sesibona ukuthi kuyini esingakwenza. Angicabanga ukuthi mina ngedwa kukhona engakwenza. Ngibhenka ekuthini nxa ngingu-MP wePhumula uzabuya lawo unika umbono. Hayi baba thina njengabantu abatsha sikhangela ukuthi kube nje. Sincedisane to implement those ideas. I believe in sharing ideas. Ngiya understand ukuthi abantu bakithi basebunzimeni kodwa ke kumele sidlule kibo. Ukudlula kibo kufuna ubuholi obuqotho, ubuholi obungela favor, obusebenza lo muntu wonke.
Mkwananzi, siyabonga kakhulu ngokusho namhlanje ku-Breakfast Club.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Hayi ngikhangela ukuthi abantu bakithi bayakwazi abakufunayo. Njalo this time around abantu bakithi kabakhangeli mabhachi. Abantu bakithi bakhangela abantu. Mina ngigqoka ibhachi elihle eliyi-foundation. Njalo mina ngumuntu ojwayele nje uba umuntu oclose labantu. I've got an open door policy. Anybody can talk to me anywhere.
That has been the Breakfast Club. My name is Brighton Ncube, and my guest was Trust Mazwi Mkwananzi there from ZAPU as party member of parliament for Pumula Constituency. Hope you guys enjoy the show and do follow side for more election updates. We're going to be giving you election updates as they come as we go towards the elections. From myself, Brighton Ncube, please do enjoy the show.